call the school safety and security meeting of the Magnolia Independent School District to order. Let the record show that notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Opens Meeting Act, Texas Government Code, Chapter 551, and that 7 committee members are present. Audience participation, I don't believe I have any tonight. So first off, if you would just take a look for a minute at the minutes from July 14th. I need a motion to approve minutes from safety and security meeting held on July 14th, 2025. Motion by Brad Rayfield, seconded by Kate Hope. All in favor? Okay. All right, so first thing on the agenda, the majority of this tonight is it's review items. Not much has changed since we met in July, but there's a couple things to point out. But first off, item number 1 is the EOP and active threat annex update. We had mentioned this back in July that a new template had been put out by TEA, so there was going to be some changes made to that, and Brad has spent quite a bit of time getting that updated, and that got submitted, I guess it was last month at some point, and so that's all ready to go. And really, they just kind of made it a little bit more user-friendly for us, so we are all in compliance with that update, so good to get that checked off. Any questions on any of that? Okay. Third thing here is the active shooter trainings. As you know, we do those a couple times a year for all employees, new employees at the very beginning of the year, and then everyone else also gets a refresher. And so all of those have been completed, and so all employees have been trained in the active shooter trainings, and now at this point we're doing some active shooter drills to make sure we know what we're doing. We know that those trainings have done what they're supposed to do. So at any rate, we're all trained up on all those things. Any questions on any of that?
Dr. Petty, I'd just like to add that the feedback that I received after Lieutenant Carl, you guys did your training at the new junior high over the fall break. I've just heard really good reviews of that. From not only the constable's office, but the sheriff's department and Magnolia PD, fire department. I think everybody was really pleased with that. So I'm appreciative that you guys took the time to do that and run an exercise like that in our schools. And I think that's exactly the kind of thing we ought to be doing to be prepared.
Well, I appreciate y'all meeting with us and also tackling it and being the first ones to do it. I think that was a big step. So I think it went really well.
Anything else on that? All right, number 4. We talked about this in July as well, and that was the relocation of the Williams playground that was out in front of Williams. In order for that to be considered in a secure location, that had to be moved. And whenever we talked in July, that was kind of in the process. But that has been completed at this point. It was completed actually before school started in August. And so it has been moved to the back of the building, so it's now considered in a secure location. So I'm glad that got taken care of just before school started. Any questions on that? The next thing is the high school gate completion. If you've been to either high school, you've noticed on the back side of the buildings there's some new fencing and some new gating that's been put up just as a way to increase security for the back of the building, because there's outbuildings that kids go in and out of quite a bit. So I know that was something that took a little bit of time to get done, but those are now complete and operational. So adds a little bit more security for the schools. So that's a good thing as well. Any questions on that? And the last thing, and this is the new item here on the agenda, is the silent panic alert technology. So something that we're required to do by the state is to have a silent panic alert. And we use Rave, which is it's an app that's downloaded on phones that teachers and administrators are trained on. That contract with that company is coming up to end at the end of the semester. And so we're in the process right now of looking at some other options, perhaps some other vendors that are going to submit proposals to us, and we're going to take a look at those to see if maybe there's another option that might serve us a little bit better. We may end up staying with what we have, but we may end up switching as well. So we'll see how that goes. I'm excited to see some of those different vendors and what they have to offer. So
what does the app do?
I'm sorry?
What does the app do?
So essentially what happens is in the event that there was an active shooter or something like that, let's say it happened on a far side of the building, then a teacher that saw it or heard gunshots or something could, on their phone, could open that app, and then they could alert everybody in the building that there was an active shooter. Yeah,
Emergency situation.
yeah, it could be any kind of, not just active shooter, any kind of emergency. And that one, I mean, it's okay, but it's got some shortcomings. So hopefully we can find something that might be a little bit more useful. So we'll see how it goes. But any questions on that?
When is that?
Sorry.
We're not
That,
looking at
that RFP ends this week,
Yeah, it ends on Friday.
and then we will, go through the evaluation process. I think the plan, kind of the schedule, and I'm kind of off the top of my head, working with Lauren on it, is to select, to do some, pick a couple to do some demonstrations with it, and then select award the winner, I think before Thanksgiving, a week before Thanksgiving, somewhere right now.
Any questions on that? Okay, well, that's all I've got. I need a motion that we adjourn this meeting. Motion by Ms. Boyd, seconded by Matt Brown. All in favor? Thank you, appreciate it.